Rick Scale model fix and a new kit review. This time we're going to be looking at Airfix's brand new 1/72 scale Gloster Meteor F8. So without further ado, let's conduct the box top tour, and as always with Airfix we've got some rather stunning digital artwork there on the top of the box. It's a new format that we've seen of late on the past few kits, where it covers the entire box front with the Airfix logo and then the red bar at the bottom, making it a lot easier to just simply cut this off and perhaps stick that on the workshop wall as a record of your build. On one side of the box we've got multilingual warning data and the Hornby address and trademark information, and a little note there saying that the decals are cartograph. On the other side of the box we've got the three options included in the kit and a brief synopsis of what the Meteor is all about. And finally, on the box end we've got a repetition of that box top artwork, titling and the Airfix logo, and your kit number for this one is A04064. Lifting the lid reveals the box contents, and these are a single bag affair. And the first thing I've noticed there is, again, Airfix has moved away from that traditional pale blue soft plastic to that harder grey type, so it'll be interesting to have a look at that once we've got the bags open. We've got the instruction book and the decals. Taking a look at the instruction booklet, it's printed on A4 photocopier paper, and it's got multilingual data just saying about top speed and some statistics there for the Gloster Meteor. Turning the page, we've got the icons for the build assembly, so it's worth familiarising yourself with those if you've not built an Airfix kit before. And then it's straight onto construction with a cockpit, and straight away this looks to mirror the 48 scale example available in the Airfix range. So obviously the research data and some of the design work has trickled down into 72nd scale, which is natural to assume. Construction starts with a cockpit. The sidewalls come together and make up the basic tub assembly, and then we've got the seats coming together, which are nicely detailed by the looks of it, and multi-part, and even got decals for the head box, etc. Once completed, that's inserted into the tub. Rear decking, control column and instrument panel. Decals are provided for the instrumentation, and then we've got the gun sight being added at the end of there in stage 12. Turning the page, we've got to decide whether we want wheels up or wheels down in flight or on the ground, and we've got some painting colour callouts for the sidewalls, the fuselage, and then we've got this cockpit tub being inserted into the fuselage, and Airfix are claiming 8 grams of nose weight to be inserted under the cockpit floor. Wheels up, a single piece nose gear bay door is provided. We've got the rudder being trapped between the two fuselage halves as they come together in stage 17. Stage 18, to drill some holes out depending on what you want fitted under the wings, and again we've got a single piece blanking plate for the gear doors for an in-flight model. Then we're on to some of the engine details and bulkheads that make up the spars inside the wing, and just pay attention to what being asked to remove for the in-flight pose in the small insert diagrams. Work on this interior section continues at the bottom of page 5 in stage 21 and 22. And that overflows through to stage 27, where in stage 28 the top wings are inserted. The top wings are added to cover up all your hard work with the engine details. Now obviously with this being 72nd scale kit, there's no engine details provided, and the engine bays access hatches are moulded closed, where in the 48 scale you can pose those open and view the engines. A little insert for the wing fillet at the trailing edge of the wing and fuselage. Flight controls added as separate items, nothing major there. Onto the jet exhaust and engine nacelles. So it'd be interesting to see if we've got large or small bore included in the kit. In fact we have. There's different parts there. So again, just make sure if you're using an aftermarket decal sheet that they are the example that you require for your model. Elevators, tailplanes all coming together. Stage 40, bottom of page 8. Then it's on to construction of the undercarriage. So stage 42 onwards sees the nose gear being assembled, and we've got the nose cones separate. I just hope that that's a slightly better fit than it was in the 48 scale kit, and that was a bit of the Achilles heel of that kit, and a little bit of a struggle to get those lined up, so it'll be interesting to see if that's any better in this scale. Main gear, tyres and wheels coming together with the undercarriage legs and inserted into the retrospective wing sockets, and that work that we did to assemble all the interior details way back in the instruction booklet. Turning the page and we see the addition of the gear doors, nose gear leg, jacks and hydraulics, and the nose gear bay doors being added. Then it's on to drop tanks, air brakes which can be posed open or closed, and then on page 12 sees the model finally completed with the addition of the cockpit parts which can be posed open or closed, and there's a pilot figure included should you wish to furnish the office. 3 decal options are included in the kit, and this one is overall high-speed silver. It's 500 Squadron, County of Kent, Royal Auxiliary Air Force, RAF Westmaling, Kent, England, May 1953, with a very attractive blue tail. Option 2, or scheme B, and this is probably the one that I will do, is number 74 Squadron, Royal Air Force, Horsham St Faith in Norfolk, England, July 1955. And finally, another high-speed silver machine, this time of the Belgian Air Force, 350 Squadron, Belgium, 1950s. On the back page of the instruction booklet is the stencil data, and that's going to keep you occupied for many hours, especially in 72nd scale. They're going to be minute. Moving on to the decal sheet, there's not really much to add. They're printed by Cartograph. They're going to be as good as anything you can get aftermarket. They're brilliantly printed and well designed, and they're going to go down faultlessly with the usual mix of microset and microsol. It's just the instrumentation in 72nd scale is very tiny, and it is actually quite well represented, so we'll see how that works when it's employed in the build later on. So let's take a look at the plastic. So let's just open the bag. It's the first time I've looked in this as well, so it's nice to see that the clear parts are bagged individually and placed inside the main bag, so we'll come to those shortly. And as we can see, it's the darker, harder plastic, and there's 4 sprues there. So this is frame A, and it contains the fuselage parts, and as we can see we've got the choice of intakes there, small bore or large bore, and we've also got what I think just in this area is a representation of some stressed skin. So just taking a look on the blind side, there are no sink marks there, there's nothing behind, so that would suggest that that's intentional. So that's a nice detail, well done Airfix, I like that. And then we've got some of this internal structure for the wings. Tooling is very nice, panel lines are crisp, in keeping with the scale. We've even got some rivet detail there on the ammunition doors. Blind side, ejector pins everywhere. Just take care to make sure that these are flush when you join the fuselage together, so that they don't interfere with the fit of the parts. Sprue B contains the single piece main wing lower section and the 2 upper sections of the wing, and again absolutely riddled with ejector pins, so just make sure that they are sanded flush before joining the parts together, just to make sure you get the best fit possible. Other than that, detail is really nice again, and consistent with the fuselage, and should look good under a coat of paint. We've even got some raised rivet detail around those engine access bays there. Sprue C, or frame C, contains the flight controls, drop tanks, cockpit details and a few other bits and pieces there, and again nothing major. Doesn't look to be any short shots in this kit as I've seen as yet. So we've got the cockpit sidewall detail here, which doesn't look too bad for the scale. Hopefully the camera can pick that up. Blind side again, ejector pin marks. It's going to be the order of the day with this kit, and you're going to need to clean those up. I'll give them a rub down with a sanding stick just before you join them together. So dry fit, as always, should eliminate any fit problems with those. Sprue D has the myriad of smaller parts contained within the kit. We've got the ejector seat, and there's some lovely detail on there as well. We've got those nose sections, undercarriage doors, undercarriage legs, pilot figure. Again, very nice. And it's nice to see that actually some of the sprue gates on these are quite small, so if you look at that ejector seat side, you've got some rivet detail down there, and the sprue gates are not too big. Should make cleaning up quite easy with a side of single blade snippers or quality side cutters. Moving on to the clear parts, bagged separately, which is always a nice touch. Crystal clear. We've got two types of canopy there, so there's obviously something coming in the future. Nothing to write home about. They are clear as. I would imagine that this is going to follow the release of the 48 scale kit, because we've got the camera windows there for the photo reconversion, so I'm sure that'll be released in due course. So there we have Airfix's brand new 1/72nd scale Gloster Meteor F8, and it looks to be a very promising, well detailed build, and one that I can't wait to get onto the bench. I've had a bit of a break over the summer where we've been on holiday and the weather was too hot to be modelling, jobs to do around the house, etc. So now it's starting to go a bit darker and a bit colder in October. You know, hopefully I can get back to the bench and get some of these builds completed. So I look forward to trying to bring this one as a video build in the near future. So until then, everyone, please look after yourselves, stay well and take care.